is up YouTube. I'm going to let you on 3 secrets to grow in your forearms and also help improve your forearm strength. For these 3 exercises, all you need is 1 barbell, possibly a squat rack and a bench. If there's also a preacher laying around in the gym or you have one at home, that'll also help you a lot with the second exercise. You should by no means feel the need to train forearms on a separate day to anything else during your split, as it's a small muscle and you use it for pretty much any exercise, whether it be bench, squat, any kind of curl, pretty much any exercise is what I'm getting at. There's no need to actually reserve a day during your split in order to train them, because they will grow themselves just from gripping the bar. This video and these exercises, especially this first one I'm about to show you, is mainly just to increase your strength on your grip and make it easier for you to do specific exercises like deadlift, where you have to pull up the weight, or maybe bent over rows, things like that. Alright, first off, to start with, these are similar to farmer walks where you hold the dumbbell and you walk up and down the gym. What you're going to do is simply pick up the barbell with one arm, standing with it next to you obviously, and see how long you can hold that weight for. This is why you have to do a heavy weight, and you'll find after about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that's when it starts to really kill and you'll probably end up dropping the weight. This is also why a squat rack is very handy for this exercise. Just in this case, you're using a barbell instead of a dumbbell. Although I mentioned before that you might need a squat rack, it's not really necessary. It's only really in case you're struggling with the weight that's on the bar and you need something to help you balance the weight, so you don't keep rocking back and forward and make it harder for you to do the exercise. Of course, if it's busy at the gym and you want to use a squat rack to do this exercise, I wouldn't really recommend that, because a lot of people get very pissed off at you for holding the squat rack for that one exercise when people are going to be wanting to squat, bench, stuff like that on it. But if you live in that thug life, then go ahead, be my guest. You'll see in this clip what I meant by you may need a squat rack, because if you see here, it's a lot easier to pick up from the squat rack, I guess the catchers on that, the guards, and as you'll see later on in the next clip, I actually sway back and forth a little bit, and all that the squat rack helps you to do is balance it out so you're not focusing too much of your energy and too much of your strength on making sure the bar is straight, and you're focusing more on actually holding the bar for as long as you possibly can. Again, I wouldn't say that you need to do this especially often, but if you notice that your grip is pretty weak compared to the kind of weight that you're trying to lift, then it's handy to know these 3 exercises. As it's just trying to improve your strength for your grip, you don't need to do like 3 sets for 10 reps for each of this. You just need to hold it for as long as you possibly can for 1 set. Alright, on to the second exercise. These are very similar to bicep curls. They're called forearm curls though, which for an obvious reason. All you've got to do is hold the barbell like you normally would with a bicep curl, but rather than curl up with your whole forearm to squeeze your bicep muscle, literally all you're going to be doing is twisting your wrist upwards. With reverse, this is the same action, it's just the opposite. So rather than doing it this way, you're going to be simply doing it the opposite way, upwards like that. This exercise is more along the lines of growing the muscle size of your forearms rather than strengthening the grip. With this, it's the complete opposite to the first exercise. You need to put less weight on it than you would on that bar, because although it's a small movement, your forearms obviously aren't going to be as strong as something, say, your biceps. For instance, what I'm doing at the moment, what I'm working with to show you guys is a 5 kg either side of a probably about 10 kilogram weight bar, so altogether 20 kg. I forgot to mention this in the previous clip, but it's also very handy if you, on the negative part of the movement, stretch the bar all the way down with your fingers extended, like you're seeing on the screen right now. This will give you a better stretch and a better contraction on this exercise. The reason it's a good idea to use a weightlifting bench for this exercise is so that you can sit on the end of it and rest your forearms, on your knees and focus the exercise just on your wrists, just on curling your wrists up. So the exact same as the previous exercise clip that I just showed you, just obviously the other side this time, the other side of the forearm. So just doing reverse grip rather than the normal grip. Right, on to the third and final exercise for forearms. I'm showing you this one more for creativity purposes, to show you that with a little bit of thinking, you can come up with your own kind of idea of how to burn out your forearm or how to use what you can find lying around. So basically what this is a wooden pole with a fairly strong rope attached to the centre of it, and at the end of that rope there's a fairly light weight, not too heavy, just heavy enough for you to roll it up to the top with the action that you're seeing on screen right now. And then once it's at the top, do the exact same, just the opposite way around, till the weight's right at the bottom again. And you should do this probably 3 sets of this, but trust me, by the second set, unless you've got forearms like Superman, it's going to hurt so much and your forearms are going to be so fatigued. Out of the 3 that I've just mentioned, this is probably my favourite one, because although it hurts a lot and it makes it burn, that obviously gives you a reassuring feeling that you're actually doing it right, and it's going to help you define your forearms, you know, it's going to help you grow them. It's especially going to help you strengthen them, which me personally is my goal with training my forearms, because with heavier exercises that seems to be my biggest problem. You'll notice with a stronger grip it actually helps you so much with certain exercises, particularly things like bent over rows, any kind of rowing exercise for back, any kind of exercise that you can think of where you have to use your fingers on the lower part of the bar and you have to drag up using that motion. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, hope it was helpful in some way. Hopefully you'll take my advice with the 3rd one that I showed you and might actually create your own kind of thing like that, if it doesn't already exist. I hope it doesn't, I hope I haven't said all that and it already exists and it's called something already. Please rate, comment, subscribe. See you later, YouTube.